my patience.
Hello my brothers and sisters by God. This is your brother in Christ, Abstract Schnitzel, here with another video. On this fine Thursday, we have more Omni-News. This episode is packed with news, so make sure you watch it all the way through. Aside from the minimalistically edited trailers that have been coming out for the past few weeks, we have some new trailers for Ben 10 vs. the Universe. Cartoon Network is now doing a countdown trailer, and it seems like they're going to do these every day until the date of the movie's release. They did something similar when the reboot was first airing. We'll have to see if any new clips show up in these upcoming trailers. One cool thing about this trailer specifically is the fact that it tells us there will be limited commercials for Ben 10 vs. the Universe. According to Vudu and iTunes, the movie will be 72 minutes long, which is an hour and 12 minutes. Make sure you time your bathroom breaks accordingly. After all, you still have to wash your hands thoroughly. Also, the movie will apparently air twice on the 10th of October. It will air once at 10 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. or 18 o'clock for my military buddies out there. Apparently, Teen Titans Go vs. Teen Titans will be airing right before Ben 10 vs. the Universe, which is a good lead-on because it will help the movie's ratings. Speaking of new trailers, Cartoon Network Australia came out with a new trailer for the Space-tacular that I talked about in my last Omni-News video. These trailers show some brand new clips from Ben 10 vs. the Universe. One of these clips includes a scene with Gwen, and another with Ben and Gwen. The rest of the trailer shows visuals for the Space-tacular and previews. Here's some more big news. We have some new information about what will happen in the movie thanks to a news source called Kumparan. Kumparan is Indonesian, but they claim to have had an interview with Will Patrick, one of the producers of Ben 10. According to this website, Ben will be fighting Eon. Eon! We haven't seen Eon in eons! Get it? No, but seriously, I never expected Eon to show up in the movie. According to this website, fans will also meet new aliens that never existed before. However, these could just be regular alien characters that aren't in the Omnitrix, but still show up in the movie. I am unsure of this website's credibility though, but I am including it because it claims to have had an interview with Will Patrick. We also have some brand new images from the Ben 10 vs. the Universe movie, courtesy of News CBN. We get a cool image of Omni-Not Heat Blast, the Tennyson family appearing to be astonished, Azimuth giving off some Boomer vibes, the Tennyson family with Phil in the rest bucket. Wait a minute. Is that Glitchman in that box? Maybe Phil figured out how to take him out of his rest buggy form. But man, I would hate being stuffed in a box like that. Man, give the guy some room. In another news, a new Ben 10 game based on Ben 10 vs. the Universe came out. This game is a small mobile game on the Cartoon Network arcade app. But hey, it is a game, and it features the big boy himself. Way big. I think I'll try to get a gameplay of this and upload it for Saturday's video, but don't quote me on that. In other news, we now have images for the toy packages for the Ben 10 action figures that are coming out. I like how they made Omni-Not Ben's package have some stars on it. It suits the theme well. The information on the packaging is the same as the ones that I read on the Playmates Toys website a few weeks ago for one of my previous Omni-News videos, so I won't be reading it again in this one. And of course, as always, we have more tweets from Ben 10 co-creator Duncan Rollo. One Twitter user asked if Alien X was in the reboot. Duncan replied saying Alien X is too powerful for most of the stories they're telling at the moment, but said Alien X is in the Omnitrix. Another Twitter user asked if Ben's Omni-Kicks Humongosaur armor would grow with Humongosaur if Ben could figure out how to actually grow with Humongosaur, and Duncan confirmed that the armor would grow with him. That's actually pretty cool, especially since Ultimate Humongosaur couldn't grow. It gives Omni-Kicks Humongosaur the upper hand. Another user asked if Season 5 of the Ben 10 reboot would be exciting, and Duncan replied saying they're doing their best to make everything new and exciting, and says they don't plan on going backwards. This basically means that the reboot will only continue to get better, and the preceding series for the reboot will be better too. This is very good for Ben 10 in the long run. I asked Duncan if we'd see Ben's parents in the reboot, and Duncan said there were no plans for this. Another user on Twitter asked if my axe would return in Ben 10 vs. the Universe, and Duncan said she would not. This makes me wonder if Azimuth even had any assistance building the Omnitrix in the reboot at all. Another tweeter on Twitter asked if Ben's lost or locked aliens would make a reappearance, and Duncan replied saying some would make appearances in Season 5. This is a weird one. Another Twitter user asked if the Out of the Omnitrix Heat Blast toy was real, and Duncan said he doesn't think so. Later, another user asked Duncan if the Out of the Omnitrix toys were canon to the reboot, and Duncan said yes, so he contradicted himself. I don't think Duncan really knew what this user was talking about when he spoke about the Out of the Omnitrix figures. After all, Man of Action is in charge of the show, not the toys. That would explain why he didn't know about the Out of the Omnitrix Heat Blast figure that was shown. And hey, what do you know? That's one of my subscribers. This subscriber of mine also asked if Ken would appear in the reboot, and Duncan replied with a no. Another one of my subscribers asked about Ben 10,000, and Duncan said fingers crossed. Man, my subscribers are everywhere. I like it. But back on topic, I think this hints Ben 10,000 returning in Season 5 with the time travel and dimension travel theme. Another person asked if there were plans to bring back a Xylene, and Duncan said there were no plans for her return at this time. Another user asked Duncan if the Antitrix aliens were fused with the same DNA, or if each alien has DNA mixed with it, and Duncan replied saying Kevin's DNA is the common denominator. The rest of the combos are separate aliens. I remember that Duncan once said that there was a canon explanation for Kevin's alien voices not changing, and that it had to do with Kevin. I'm really wondering what is so special about Kevin. Maybe he is an Osmosian after all, or maybe Kevin has altered DNA. Who knows? Another user asked if Gwen would get her mana powers in Season 5, and if Cooper Daniels would return, and Duncan said no to both. That's it for the Duncan tweets, but there's still more news to cover. Derek J. Wyatt has been answering questions on Ask.fm, kind of like how Duncan does this with his tweets on Twitter. One user asked if Derek prepared for drawing Fast Track, and Derek said he has not started preparing yet. I can't blame him, there's a long ways to go. Someone else asked about other versions of Fast Track after the final tier is reached, and Derek said there will only be one version out. Another user asked about drawing the holograms for Jetray and the Decagon alien, and Derek said he drew the Decagon alien's head a long time ago. Another user asked if Snark Tank has a predator, and Derek replied saying Snark Tank has no ugly predators. I guess that's a good thing. You at least get to get eaten by a creature that looks good. But I'd prefer to not be eaten at all, though. Another fan asked Derek if Snark Tank could use his sharp teeth to bite people like a shark, but Derek replied saying his teeth aren't that sharp. Another user asked if Snark Tank's tank was filled with water, and Derek replied saying it was filled with a liquid, or at least something. Another user asked if Derek would do anything after the final tier was reached, and Derek said he'd probably just go back to his regular job. Now without further ado, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below, and share this video. By doing these things, you'll be supporting my channel and me as well, and I'm always happy to get support. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget that Jesus paved the way for you. God bless.